Today's episode, this guys, is now part 2. So definitely thank you for coming back. But this time we're actually going to power this thing up. We're actually going to put some batteries in it. We're going to test all of the stuff that's inside, including the power switch, all of that stuff. We're even going to go internal because there are some switches in there that can change things in it. But we are connecting the Proton wand to the whole pack, put it all together, and see how it looks, see how it sounds. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to the show again. As I said, this was going to be part 1 and part 2. This is now part 2. Well, in part 2, we are actually going to power this thing up. And I'm actually going to finally put on the Proton wand onto it. So of course, this, just powering this should now be able to power this. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing is actually getting that to connect to this. And then once we get this all powered up, everything should work together. So, but yeah, I was also going to show you internal stuff as well because there's some things inside that you can do to actually make it switch back and forth between the Afterlife pack and of course the 1984 Ghostbusters pack, so the original Ghostbusters. So, but yeah, we're finally going to power this thing up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this thing around, we're going to add the batteries into it, and then we're going to kind of go from there. So yeah, so let me get this thing flipped around. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I just flipped this thing around. I'm kind of behind the camera but also in front of it. So there's an access panel just right here that basically looks like it's just 2 Phillips screws. So what I'm going to do is just take my trusty little screwdriver and hopefully get these batteries to come out. Well, and I like that the batteries don't, or the, excuse me, not the batteries, but the screws don't come all the way out. So of course then this panel won't go flying off and you won't be losing screws. But go ahead and get that one off. There we go. Now we should be able to just pop her open here. Just like that. So yeah, so this panel just comes right off, but the screws don't fall out. So of course that's the best thing, is that you won't lose those screws. So, okay, so basically guys, they need D batteries. So, whatever type of D batteries, and then of course inside here, you just go by what section goes where. So, I'm just gonna kind of hold this while I push these in. There's one. And of course, yes, make sure you get 4 of these D batteries. There's 3. That was cool. A little sound effect coming off of the thing. Alright. So we'll go ahead and put these batteries back in. Or put the, not batteries, but put the cover back on. All right, so we got our, pass in front of the camera here. I'm going to turn the pack back around again, and then I'll be right back, guys. Okay guys, so I have the batteries now into the pack. So now what I'm going to do is, this is actually the plug that goes in on the side of the pack over here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to aim the camera down there, and then we're going to attach the neutron wand to the actual pack, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and just step off camera for a second here, and I'm going to move the camera down so you guys can see where this cord is going to plug into. So I will bring it in here, and then I will hop over there. So if you guys can see it, right here in the corner, there's a spot right here. So that's actually where this end of the plug goes in. And you can actually see inside there, kind of, but it's actually got a little spot where you just twist this on. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get that on there. And it's basically, one thing I like about a lot of this stuff is a lot of them are goof proof. You can only put it in one way, and it only comes out one way. So once we get it tightened down, there we go. Okay, so now we actually have the cord plugged into the side. So I'm going to zoom out again here, and then I'm probably going to be able to pass in front of the camera here. So we got this part here. Okay, so alright guys, so now what I'm going to do with the neutron wand, okay, is on the back here, you just take this off, which is the little cap that holds the batteries in. So the battery piece slides out. This is actually no longer needed with the new piece, which is this piece here. This actually slides in. And of course, once again, it goes in one way. So once you get that attached, then you can see this will actually screw into the bottom of the actual pack. So once we got that in, now, kind of loosen this up a little bit here. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to move the camera a little bit here. So now, I actually have the wand attached to the pack. So, I'm going to hop over here real quick, and you guys will actually see that now, this actually slides on to the pack now. So now I can officially say I have a full, complete proton pack. So now comes the really cool part, is we are finally going to power this thing on. Okay, and before I do that, one thing I'm going to just show you guys real quick. You might be able to see it here, but right there in the corner, up there, that's the actual power switch that will turn this pack on. Now, from what I remember, this pack is actually set up to do the afterlife sound effects. So once I power this on, it's got the motor that's going to turn on and everything like that. So let's go ahead and power it up and see what we got. Ready, guys? In 3, 2, 1. And up here, guys, is in the middle. This is the actual volume control. So I can make it quieter. And you can hear the motor running in there right now. but it's cool with the sound effects and everything like that. Now, if we take the wand off and power up the wand, now the motor inside the pack actually vibrates louder as you're pushing the button. Let's see if I can get it to overheat. Okay, so there you guys go. Literally this overheated, and when this overheated, it shut the pack off. So now, if I power this down, and now, here's the thing that's a cool feature about this, is within the first 5 minutes, if you power this back on, it powers this back on. Now, of course, you can still change the features on the gun, and it still makes the pack vibrate. And then, of course, back to the regular Proton one. So yeah, so when you power this down, that powers this down as well. So now I was going to show you guys inside a couple of the other little cool features that this does have as well. So let me go ahead and I'm going to power this down. So we have this all powered down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in to the actual piece here, because I don't know if you guys saw that last time, but anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. If this will come off or not. Oh, there it goes. So you also got to take these little side pieces off as well, including this. That just did not come apart like it was supposed to. Oh, that's because the bolt didn't come loose. There we go. Take that off. Now I can take the bar off. And now we can just take this and set this aside real quick. But now you guys can see inside there. Now, the only thing you guys can't see probably is right up here. Okay? In here there's two switches that are facing down. Okay? Those are the switches that you can actually power to the different features of this. So one of them is actually for the motor. So I'm actually turning the motor off. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this switch also down, which is going to change it to the old style Ghostbusters. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on like so. Oops, almost forgot I got to put that piece back in there. Sometimes you forget about those little tiny parts. But put this back on. If it will go back on. Of course, it would also help if I put it on the right way. Trust me, new toy, still learning a bunch of stuff on it, so. But, okay, so once we get that on there, put that back in. Tighten it down. Plug this back in. Alright, so we are now ready to power this back on. So we'll go ahead and zoom back out for you guys. And now, if you guys hear it now, it actually doesn't have that rev up sound like the Afterlife Proton Pack. This is now how the original Ghostbusters Proton Pack is set up. So, and you can see that the cyclotron is actually just going around slowly. Now, we'll power this on. The other thing is too, is now the motor's shut off inside there. So the only thing that's got a motor in it now is this. So so there, it just powered down on its own. Of course, if I power it up from the wand again, we can definitely do that. So now there was another feature on here which was really cool. So this ribbon here, if you unplug this ribbon from here, let's see if I can get that to pop off here real quick. There we go. So yeah, so if you take this ribbon off and then you go to power this on, you get that sound effect. So we'll go ahead and put this back on. There we go. Yeah, so on that little ribbon there, there's two little notches on it that you got to squeeze, and then you'll pull that right off. So once we do that, now she powers up again. Make sure that's on there. So yeah, so there you guys go. And then I'm going to do one more thing, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so there is all of the functionality on this. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. I left the motor off on it though. Oops. get that rev sound going. It's so cool. Alright guys, well there you go. There is the Proton Pack in all of its glory, fully running, fully featured. But before I go, there's one last thing I have to do. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so the last thing I have to do before I go is you actually have to put the Proton Pack on. And I will tell you guys right now, this feels so cool because it's really light. It has not a lot of weight to it at all. I can move around with it, but the part about doing this and this makes you feel like a Ghostbuster. So guys, I'm glad you came back to watch this show one more time for part 2. But as you can see, it was totally worth it. So this is my Proton Pack, guys. And as you can see, we're ready to go bust some ghosts. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Keep subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers that are going on right now. And all I can say to you guys is I should probably run that down. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my show. And I hope you guys stay true to yourself when it comes to like collecting and all that stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. Hit that like button for me because that also does help. Other than that, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.